Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna fix permanently the headlights of my Santa Fe. I tried to fix those headlights in the past. At the time, I tried to wet sand the headlights and I also polished them. The result was really nice, but it won't last long. After only 1 year, it started again to yellowish. But this time, I'm gonna fix it correctly like I should do the first time. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wet sand again the headlights and I'm gonna use clear coat with epoxy in it to make sure that this problem never happen again. And look at all this oxidation versus now we got a clear headlights, and I'm gonna show you how I done. So the first thing you want to get a nice result is a 2K clear coat. Those clear coat are made with epoxy and is gonna last a very long time compared to the cheap one. The second thing you want on your list is a nice paint prep like this, but you can also use isopropylic alcohol. You will also need this any kind of glass cleaner like this one to make sure the lens is really clean before even things sand it. And now you're gonna need a rotary sander, but you can do all this job by hand. I had a foamy pad on the disc of my rotary sander so it smooths out the job and make sure there is no point of pressure. And if you do the job by hand, take a Scotch-Brite like this, you can cut a piece, and what you want to do is to roll the sandpaper around the Scotch-Brite to make sure you didn't have any point of pressure with your finger. And for the sandpaper, you will need 4 400 sandpaper, you will need 2 600, 2 1000 and 2 2000. And the most expensive, you will need a water bottle like this. No, I'm just kidding. So you can take any spray bottle like this and put water inside of it because you're gonna need it for the wet sand. And you will need some tack clog like this. This is pretty cheap. And you will need also masking tape like this if you plan to do the job directly on the car. I removed the headlight from the car because today it's really cold outside, so I want to get a nice job, so I decided to work on the bench. The first step is to clean the headlight with the glass cleaner to make sure there is no sand or grease on the plastic of the headlight. And now you can start to wet sand with the 400 grit sandpaper and make sure that the lens is wet and also your sandpaper. So I got this result after somewhere around 10 minutes of wet sanding with the 400 sandpaper. So this one I didn't touch, but now I hope you can clearly see all the oxidation of this headlight. So you really want to get this faded look. That's exactly what we want. As you see, there's some bright spot right there. So this is exactly what you don't want. Okay, so now my finish seems to be smooth. I'm gonna take the glass cleaner. Don't hesitate to take a new cloth to remove the dust. And for 2 lights, I use a complete bottle like this. So now it's the time for the 600. Just like this. And for this baby, I'm gonna pass 2 or 3 minutes wet sanding this headlight. Be sure to remove the dust between each time that you're gonna change the pad. Okay, so now my 600 is done. I'm gonna remove the sand, the dust, sorry, that I made with the 600. And now I'm gonna switch with the 1000. I make a long video about this because I know that some of you really want to have some details to be confident to do this kind of job, but trust me, it's just a game of patience. So if you got patience, I promise that you're gonna have great results. So it's just to take the time and get the right tool to do the job. And now we are ready for the 1000. I'm gonna do this for 2 or 3 minutes again. And now it's over for the 1000 after 3 minutes of sanding. So I don't see any more oxidation. The finish seems to be smooth. That's exactly what we want. And now I'm gonna be ready for the 2000 grit sandpaper. Okay, so I finished the 2000 sandpaper. Gonna clean it once again. And before even think to apply some clear coat on it, you really want to take the time to inspect your job. Let time to the glass cleaner to dry up, so you're gonna see it's gonna flash and fog up. I'm gonna make 2 passes of cleaner to be sure. And now my sanding is done, and as you see, the haze on the headlight is perfect. So the headlamps are already clean with that, with the paint prep. As I said before, you can use isopropyl alcohol to clean the lens, but paint prep is the way to go. So this clear is gonna be harder than this one, and the cheaper one has tendency to peel after a couple of years. So I really recommend you to use the 2K project. Some of the 2K cans you have to pop a reservoir of hardener inside of the can, but this one you just have to shake it good for 3 minutes, not 30 seconds, but 3 minutes to get the best result you can. So I'm gonna go with this one. And now you're gonna take your cheap tack cloth. This tack cloth is designed to catch any dust that can be left on the lens just before you paint. The first coat is gonna be light, and after that we're gonna apply a second coat, but much more thicker. Okay, so now I wait 10 minutes, and now they are dry to the touch, so I'm gonna take my tack cloth and gonna make a second pass just to make sure there is no dust anywhere that contaminate my job. Okay, so now for the second coat, you want to take just more time, because we want a thick coat and a wet coat, because it's gonna level out by himself. And if you make a run by mistake, you can always wet sand it after it, so I recommend you to don't touch anything, let it dry as it is. See, you want to overlap your clear coat at each time you make a pass. So you want to make it 50-50 to make sure you got a good coverage. We're gonna let those headlights cure for 12 hours. And to the eyes, this is really nice. I can't wait to see when it's gonna be dry. So I'm gonna show you tomorrow. And now the next day, look how smooth the paint is. I'm really happy with the result of this car wrap. So I'm gonna install that on the car and show you the before and after. And this is it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.